You've been lied to. And maybe it started when you were young. They told you life would reward the good, the kind, the honest. That effort equals success. That people will love you if you're nice. That fairness is some kind of law. That if you just stay patient, things will come around. But then reality hit you like a fist. You gave your heart and they shattered it. You gave your loyalty and they used you. You told the truth and they turned their backs. You worked your fingers to the bone, and still it wasn't enough. That's when it starts creeping in. The anger, the doubt, the confusion. Why is this happening? Why me? What did I do wrong? And that's the trap, the victim's mindset. It doesn't show up all at once. No, it's subtle. It whispers, it tells you to stop trying. It tells you to hide, it tells you that you're cursed. Unlucky, doomed. It seduces you with pity, it feeds you comfort. It wraps its arms around you and says, it's not your fault. And maybe it's not, but it's still your responsibility. Because here's the truth, no one wants to hear. You didn't choose the fire, but you damn sure choose what you do inside it. You can collapse or you can rise. You can live like a victim, or you can live like a warrior, but you don't get to be both. Stoicism isn't for the comfortable. It's not for people who want to feel good. It's for people who want to be great. It's not about suppressing your emotions. It's about mastering them. It's not about pretending the world is okay. It's about staring it in the face and walking forward. Anyway, Epictetus was born a slave. Seneca was exiled. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire while burying his children one by one. These weren't soft men, these were men who bled, who suffered, who endured. But they never folded. They never waited for life to get easier. They forged peace in the middle of chaos. They built strength out of silence. They didn't just talk about power, they lived it, and that's what I'm here to tell you. Stop waiting for life to be gentle. Stop begging for fairness. Stop hoping someone will see your pain. And come save, you know one is coming. And that's your freedom, because once you accept that, the game changes now. It's not about what happens to you. It's about what you become through it. Pain becomes your teacher. Rejection becomes your refinement. Solitude becomes your sanctuary. Discipline becomes your shield. Let me ask you something and answer it honestly. What would your life look like if you stopped trying to be understood and started trying to be unshakable? What if you stopped asking, why me? And started asking, what now? What if every setback was fuel? Every insult was iron, every loss was a lesson. That's the shift from victim to warrior. A victim needs the world to change so they can feel okay. A warrior changes themselves so the world no longer has power over them. And the first place that transformation happens is in your mind. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That means pain isn't the problem. Your reaction is you want strength. Start in the storm, you want peace. Find it when everything's on fire. You want power, earn it in silence. When no one is watching, when no one believes in you. When everything is telling you to give up. Because that's the difference between being tough and being stoic. Tough people can pretend for a while. Stoic people are forged in discomfort. They train there, they don't need applause. They don't need permission. They don't need external rewards. They live with principle, they move with discipline. They stay grounded in storms that destroy others. A victim says this shouldn't be happening. A warrior says this is happening. Good, let's go. And that mindset is rare in fact. It's threatening to people, because when you stop complaining, they can't relate when you stop explaining. They can't manipulate when you stop needing. They lose control, but let them be uncomfortable. You're not here to fit in. You're here to evolve, and that evolution requires suffering. You want to grow, you better be ready to hurt. You want to be respected, you better be ready to walk alone. You want inner peace, you better be ready to confront your demons. Because you don't become a warrior by reading books. You become a warrior by facing the darkness inside you and refusing to lose. I'm not talking about motivation. I'm not talking about hype. I'm talking about discipline. Waking up early when your body screams to sleep. Training when your mind says you've done enough. Saying no to instant pleasure because you're building something bigger. Walking away from comfort because comfort is how men die. Slow, pathetic deaths in peacetime. The world wants you soft, the world wants you emotional. Reactive, addicted, dependent, because then you're easy to control. But Stoicism says, be dangerous. Not violent, dangerous. A man who doesn't react is dangerous. A man who can be insulted and still keep his peace is dangerous. A man who lives by his code, not his emotions, is unconquerable. So, if you're tired of begging for love, good. If you're tired of being passed over, disrespected, dismissed, good. Because that tiredness is the fire, and fire is what forges something different. You want to become someone she regrets leaving. Stop chasing. You want to become someone they can't control. Master your emotions. You want to become someone no one forgets. Live with such power, such silence, such focus that your very presence is a storm. And it's not about becoming heartless. No, that's not Stoicism. Stoicism isn't about being cold. It's about being calm, grounded, focused. You still feel, you still love, you still bleed, but you do it all from a place of choice, not weakness. And let me make this clear. Strength is not loud, strength is in the man who doesn't need to prove anything. Strength is in the woman who walks away from what no longer serves her. Strength is in the discipline to suffer without whining, to sacrifice without applause, to show up every day even when you don't feel like it. Because real warriors don't need motivation. They have standards. They live by values that do not bend under pressure. And if you want to become that, you've got to kill the version of you that's still waiting to be rescued. That part of you that still wants validation. That part of you that cries for justice instead of becoming it. That part of you that blames your childhood, your ex, your trauma, your boss, your genetics. Burn it and from the ashes rise. You have no idea what you're capable of until you get sick of your own excuses. No one's going to hand you confidence. No one's going to give you discipline. No one's going to crown you strong. You have to build that day by day, hour by hour, moment by moment.